There's some question in the gun community as to whether training should be mandatory if you're going to own a gun, in particular if you're getting a concealed carry license. And just so you know my background, I'm a firearms instructor. I have been since 1988. I make money teaching people how to use firearms. So you'd think I'd be biased towards mandatory training because, people are forced to come to me. And actually, I live in a place where if you want a firearm license, you have to get mandatory training, and I've provided that. And I've hated every minute of it. Not the actual training. And I do like the fact that it gives me exposure to these people. But I hate that the state mandates you to get training to exercise what is a natural right that is not granted but is guaranteed by the Bill of Rights. I'm all for training. You have a gun, you should know how to use it. You should be taking classes, you should be practicing on your own on a regular basis. And not just take one class and think you're an expert now, but it should be an ongoing basis. You owe it to yourself, you owe it to your family, you owe it to the community around you that could be affected by you having a negligent action. And you owe it to the gun community because you are an ambassador to all of us, and your actions reflect on all of us. But having said that, I think training is a great idea. I don't think it should be mandatory. Because as soon as it becomes mandatory and the state becomes involved, it can be abused. Let me give you an example of how mandatory training can be used as backdoor gun control. You live in a place and they say, sure, you can have a firearm, but you need to get training first. And you think, well, that's perfectly reasonable. How do I do that? Well, you need to pick up an application. Okay, cool. Where do I do that? Well, you have to go down to the government office on K Street, but it's only open on the third Thursday of every month from 10 to 2. Oh. Okay, so I only have a chance for 4 hours once a month to get an application for the training. I arrange my schedule around that and I get the application. And then I find out that there's only one place that provides the approved training. And I make contact with them and arrange to take the training. The problem is they are so backlogged that I have to wait 18 months before I get a spot in a class. And you may think that's far-fetched, but I've seen similar, although not quite so draconian, situations played out. Washington, D.C., Google Emily gets her gun, and you'll have an eye-opening experience. So mandatory training, bad idea. While it seems, and here's the catch, here's the tricky part, it seems reasonable. Everybody can agree training is good. And you should have training. It's common sense. And if you oppose it, it makes you look unreasonable. And that is the kicker. If you oppose mandatory training, it makes you look unreasonable. And that really, degrades the rest of your position. So yes, training is a good idea. Mandatory training, bad idea. That's my take on that. I'm Peter Burlingame of the Self-Defense Initiative. Thanks for watching. Please be safe out there.